dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "This it is, and nothing more." Ah, distinctly I remember. It was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my book's surcease of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late-night visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, this it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, or "Madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. But darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal had ever dared to dream before. And the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore?" This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, "Lenore." Only this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more."
Here I stand, from death returning, with injustice fiercely burning, in my heart and in these letters which you penned me long before. Full of loving, strong asserting that your love would stop my hurting, now long lost and scattered piecemeal to the winds that rage and tore. In your style, now hear my story. I'm not your memento mori, but a person who, though dead, is not a doormat on the floor. Oh, when midnight's ebon portal oped its pathway to the mortal, when insomniac and brooding scholars drown the pain before, as they doze or sob their grieving, they profess of women leaving. Ah, the heartstrings they feel cleaving, though the strings themselves they tore. Oh, now Edgar, cease and hear me, back from night's obsidian shore. Hear me now, not this Lenore. As night's storm beats out its tempo, I, Virginia, nay Clemm, ho, stand as stern as winter splinter of the ice that none can thaw. Vain it was to hope for morning, For the long dark nights are dawning, of the grave the mouth is yawning, and there's no sign of day's shore. For the midnight thunder's rolling, as the bells of hell are tolling, and the sliver of day's dawning lies 1,000 years before. Have you now, your wife made fiction, in this, the gnaw of your diction, your first cousin, who you married in her 30th year of yore? Think you by this verse to gloss her, or beneath the grief bus toss her? Do you mourn her as a sister, or did you go to find her more? Does your heart still skip its beating at the thought of my entreaty? Once it did, you told me, sure. Oh, you wrote of love forsaken, ere my earthly life was taken. Bleeding from tuberculosis at the age of 24. 2 years prior, your raven calling quoth its nevermorely warning, and its beak my heart's blood drawing traced its sigil on the floor. In my pain, my heart was breaking at the art your hand was making, and it seemed that you were taking all I had into your law. Other works you now are starting, full of grief and pain and parting. But never how the one who's gone was treated long before. What of your long conversations, some said amorous assignations, with Sandra Francis Osgood and Elliot I recall?
No.
At the best, you were uncaring. How I bore the press's airing of the scandal. Once I cried, 'twas Elliot brought me to death's shore. Elliot's brother, Colonel Loomis, threatened you when hearing rumours of his sister's letters to you, which you claimed returned before. Then she called you mad, and uttered sure that you'd end in Utica, in the insane retreat of Dr. Brigham, in the cribs they fastened sore, 18 inches deep and 8 feet, like the coffin where your helpmeet I, Virginia, lay unmoving on the far side of death's door. You deserve no mystic visit from an angel who's exquisite, but a clip around the earhole for the crack about the norm. But no matter how you threat me, I can see you don't forget me. And Goth as you are, you get me. And that's why our love we swore. And no raven cawing gruffly. Nor the fact I'm in a huff me makes me wish you'd suffer more.
Struck, thus dumbstruck by this wraith, I could not even catch a breath. I fell as silent as a raven who could not pronounce a caw. Still I heard the bells a-chiming, and this voice with all its rhyming pounding on my frightful temples as the night waves on the shore. My sorrow I still wished to utter, but I could not even stutter out my feelings to Lenore. And they gutter in the notion as a flame dies on the ocean, that to wallow in my sorrow, it dishonoured my amour.
Yes, you're morbidly reclining on your cushion's velvet lining, in a pose as one designing to be found there by a score of poetical admirers, clad in robes or little more, seems inclined itself to vex me. But it is a trance, yes. So perhaps we should together now arise and close the door, and discover if All Hallows offers more than ghouls or gallows for two lovers who were sundered till the thunder's midnight roar.